No, your audio is not broken. Stop trying to fix it. You can leave that button alone now. Just trying to give you an example of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar promo on SmackDown because that's what we heard or didn't hear quite a lot. They censored a lot of edgy chants during that promo. I know it's a PG show, but that was one of the lamest things I've seen in a while. But people, we heard Brock Lesnar talking. Sure, baby starting to talk is impressive. When my baby said daddy, sure, that warmed my heart. But Brock Lesnar talking, now that's on a whole different level. Have you ever seen videos of monkeys smoking cigarettes? It was something like that. Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Greatness of SmackDown. Overall, an amazing show. Might be the best SmackDown of the year. Probably is. Now, I want to start this video with some unfortunate news. Now, this show happened on 9/11. And Zelina Vega was supposed to have a match. She wanted to pay a tribute to her father who was a victim of 9/11 attacks. And you did not see Zelina Vega on SmackDown. The match was cut by the WWE because they couldn't find time. I don't know what to say. I mean, I saw her tweets and I got a little emotional. Who came up to her and told her that there's no time left, so yeah, you're not wrestling tonight? Apparently she was supposed to have a tag team match. She obviously wanted to do something beautiful tonight, and she was promised a match that was taken away from her. And some of you may make an argument that, you know, they really didn't have time with all the stacked matches, segments, promos. Maybe, but then again, I don't think this was that important. They could have easily made this shorter. I don't know, man. I just got a terrible vibe from this. I had no idea that this was supposed to happen, but like an hour ago, I saw that on Twitter. I saw her tweets, and it's just heartbreaking. On a positive note, I absolutely love how, you know, the wrestling community came together and showed support. I haven't seen any negativity. And that's just a beautiful thing to see, that sometimes we can act like almost normal human beings. And we can all agree that Zelina Vega is doing great things and she's definitely one of the top females in the WWE. So let's talk about SmackDown. The show kicks off with Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and the Usos. First of all, out of nowhere, commentators announced that Finn Balor vs. Roman Reigns is going to happen at Extreme Rules, even though, you know, it's supposed to be like a big deal, Roman Reigns avoiding the fight. Now all of a sudden it's announced. You could have easily did that in the main segment of the show, but for some reason it was announced out of nowhere because Roman Reigns decided to give him another shot. Good guy Roman. Roman Reigns says he runs sports entertainment, he runs WWE, he runs New York and Madison Square Garden. He tells the crowd to acknowledge him, and the crowd popped hard. Seemed like one of the biggest babyface promos in WWE lately. And we hear the ultimate farmer's music. He kept the hair. He kept the hair. Nay, nay, nay. Oi, oi, oi. Wow, you look beautiful, Brock. Wow. Someone got a new barber. Someone is looking really, really nicey. Who's the cutest kid in the roster? You, Brock. He gets in Roman's face, and fans start chanting, "Holy cut." We didn't hear it. Heyman says he fails to understand why out of all the titles, you're going for the Universal Championship. Lesnar grabs the microphone and tells Heyman, Lesnar is about to talk. Shut the hell up, Lesnar is about to talk. I have a question for you, Paul. Why you didn't tell Roman I was going to be at SummerSlam? Ooh, drama. Family drama. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. What is gonna happen? Is Roman Reigns going to turn on Heyman right now? Is Heyman turning on Roman Reigns? Who's working with who? That was actually better than expected. And again, we just heard Brock Lesnar talking. I always got so much crap from the WWE fans when I said that, Lesnar should talk more. It makes things a lot more personal, even if he says 2 words. He did, and now you understand. Everyone exits the ring except for Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And then we heard the classic intro for Brock Lesnar. Just wow, the crowd really loud. Brock Lesnar was really enjoying himself. He even clapped. I love this new side of Brock Lesnar, more human side of Brock Lesnar, if you can call that a human being, more like a walking mountain in a human form who could probably eat me in one bite, but that doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is he shows emotion. He's kind of a babyface right now. I love this side of Brock Lesnar, and that's the side of Brock Lesnar that I only see when farming. Lesnar asks Heyman before Reigns fires him, accept my challenge for the Universal Championship. He grabs Heyman and says, you have 5 seconds to answer, Paul. He goes for the F5, but Reigns rushes back into the ring, and we saw a Superman punch to Brock Lesnar, but obviously Brock Lesnar dominates. We saw a bunch of suplexes to the Usos, clotheslines, and you get the point. Brock Lesnar is a big boy. So that was a great segment. I absolutely loved it. The crowd was unbelievably good. I got AEW vibes from this because they swore, they were loud, but unfortunately WWE actually, censored a lot. Let's be fair right here, this is the only real threat to Roman Reigns' Universal Championship title reign right now. No matter how you look at it, that's the only threat. Sure, Demon Balor, that's gonna be interesting. Is it realistic enough that he's going to take the championship from Roman Reigns? Not a chance. Not a chance. So that's the only, realistic threat. And also it's happening in Saudi. And oh boy do we know, a lot of interesting things happen during these events. Kayla tries to get a comment from Paul Heyman. Heyman says Brock Lesnar lied about, him knowing that Lesnar would be at SummerSlam. And how about a cliffhanger? Tonight, Roman Reigns will respond. Again, as good as the John Cena versus Roman Reigns match or, feel was, this feels a lot more important and a lot more unpredictable. I really appreciate that. We saw Sami Zayn, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, Otis, and Apollo Crews versus King Nakamura, Rick Boogs, Big E, Rey Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio. A lot of people in the same ring, and Sami Zayn brings out Trae Young. Whatever, man, NBA. Sorry, not a big basketball fan right here, but the man got a lot of heat. So I actually thought Sami Zayn is going to bring Logan Paul, which would probably get a very similar result. So this was whatever. Obviously the lowest point of the show in my opinion, didn't really need to happen, and the babyface team won the match. After the match we saw a Big E promo, and he said, I don't know when I'm going to cash in. It could be tonight, could be on Raw, could be next week, who knows. But it might be the WWE Champion Bobby Lashley or Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Nobody is safe, basically. Something along those lines. Very generic, but, now we know at least that Big E is also focusing on Bobby Lashley. So, Raw is not safe either. Then we saw the contract signing between Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. And now we fully know that Becky Lynch is a heel. Bianca says, I respected Becky Lynch because she would never avoid a fight except for some reason right now. Becky is also angry that we're seeing this contract signing, because she told everyone that when she's ready, she's going to defend her championship. Right now, she doesn't want to. And, basically during the segment, she said, what if I don't sign the contract? You know what? I'm not gonna sign the contract. And she received a lot of boos during that segment. Bianca Belair was clearly the fan favorite, which is a very odd thing to see because Becky just came back. So that was intentional. WWE wanted to turn Becky Lynch into a heel. Hopefully it was intentional. And sure, it does have some benefits. Yes, I still don't like the decision, but at least Bianca is even more likable right now. She's clearly the biggest babyface in the WWE when it comes to women's division, so at least WWE accomplished that. But I'm not sure if Becky really needed to be a heel since we already have Sasha Banks. Do we have Sasha Banks? I'm not sure where she is, but you get the idea. She gets angry at the crowd, I came back for you. I'm a mom, but I still found time, and you're cheering for Bianca? All of you are chanting my name when I wasn't even around. Becky says she will give Belair the match, but it will end in the same way. Maybe in 20 seconds right now. She tosses the contract at Belair, but she catches it. So she's clearly a heel right now. Maybe WWE know what they're doing. Maybe they looked at Roman Reigns and realized, you know what, if Becky Lynch returns with the man gimmick and she's going to be a babyface, people will get tired of it really, really quickly. Maybe that was the thought process, and I hope it was intentional. I hope WWE know what they're doing. But lately, it's really hard to believe. Now, this storyline, obviously, I'm interested. This is the best storyline Bianca Belair had since her, title win. So at least that's good. Then we saw Edge versus Seth Rollins, and that match was unbelievably good. That was one of the best matches we've seen this year. Might be even better than their SummerSlam match. I think it was. Honestly, I think it was. From time to time, we're seeing, bad comments about Edge. And if you're watching the man in the ring and you still find time to complain, I don't know if you understand pro wrestling. The man came back after 11 years and he's actually better in the ring than he was before. I kept thinking about it, maybe it's just me being delusional and being excited about Edge's return. But the man is just an amazing storyteller. During the entire match, you can feel his emotions, his movements, his selling. And that's the type of wrestling I appreciate. As much as I love the AEW Tag Team Championship match, the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks, that match was silly because there was no selling, there was no story, just a bunch of acrobatics. It was impressive, I loved the match, but I kept thinking, you're falling off steel cages, you're having a boot full of thumbtacks being, shoved in your face, and you sell it for 10 seconds. I hate this. Edge absolutely gets it. He tells a story in the ring, and the finish was unbelievably good. So the referee didn't see it. Seth Rollins kicks Edge in the cojones, and that's the type of storytelling I'm talking about. Edge, as a babyface, keeps getting up after all these super kicks. He's just waiting. He's never going to give up. The man knows he's probably going to lose, but he would rather die trying. Super kick after super kick, and eventually we got the curb stomp, which is a big deal. Seth Rollins wins the match and Edge gets carried away, and apparently he's injured. Now, if you remember, one of the biggest points of this storyline was that if Seth Rollins manages to hit Edge with a curb stomp, that could be the end of Edge because of his neck. The whole story is built on to 2014 when he didn't, do the curb stomp. And during the SummerSlam match, he avoided 4 curb stomps because he's scared. He knows that if he hits that curb stomp, that's the end. So during this match, we finally saw it. And in the storyline, that could be the end of Edge's career. And I'm sure now, in the next few weeks, Seth Rollins is going to brag about how he just ended Edge's career, and then we're gonna see the big return. This story is unbelievably good. Like I've said many times, not only Edge is impressive, Edge got the best out of Seth Rollins. It reminded me how great Seth Rollins is, not only in the ring, but on the microphone as well. I keep saying how great Edge is as a storyteller in the ring. Seth Rollins is also really, 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 really good. Speaking of storytelling and character development, this promo also did quite a lot. How do you feel about Edge being injured? I don't know how I feel. Not sure. How do you feel? How am I supposed to feel? Yeah, how do you feel? Yeah, I don't know how I feel. Maybe I don't feel anything. That was strong. That was strong. Seth Rollins, it seems like he's kinda, stressed out. He feels weird that he's supposed to feel something, but he honestly just doesn't give a damn. He's worried that he's such a douchebag, such a shitty human being that he doesn't even care. He asks the interviewer, how am I supposed to feel? I absolutely love this story, and I hope you guys appreciate this just as much as I do. We saw the SmackDown Tag Team Titles match, the Street Profits versus the Usos. That was the main event of the show. The match itself was fine. We also saw Roman Reigns watching. Honestly, I believe Edge versus Seth Rollins was supposed to be the main event, in my opinion, because that was one of the, a potential match of the year, in my honest opinion. Whatever the case may be, this match ended in disqualification when we saw Roman Reigns helping the Usos. Ford really sold the crap out of this, I'll give you that. Roman Reigns takes the microphone and says, if Brock Lesnar wants it, he can get it. He's going to smash Lesnar as soon as he's done with Finn Balor. Lights go out and we see Demon Balor as the fans go wild. So Finn Balor, the Demon Balor, is back. We saw you face off, and as expected, it is going to be the Demon Balor who's going to face Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules pay-per-view. If it wasn't for Brock Lesnar, this would feel a lot more important. Now, I can't complain because I'm excited about Brock Lesnar coming back, but at the same time, it just made this storyline a lot more uninteresting and a lot more predictable. We're not gonna see Balor versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship in Saudi. It's really obvious. What's also kind of unfortunate, it's a big deal. It's supposed to be a big deal. When you bring back Demon Balor, the first match of this version of Finn Balor should be the W to Finn Balor. Obviously. This time around, he's going to bring it back and still lose the match. So that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, that was your SmackDown. An amazing show. Definitely one of the best SmackDowns we've seen in recent years. So thank you for watching this video, the great one. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.